Hi there ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Capital A Trading. Again, it's that video where I'm going to go through the charts, look for the best investment opportunities and explain how I'm going to tackle them. So if that sounds good, if you trade, if you take investments, hit that subscribe button in the bottom right corner. Stay up to date with the channel. There's a lot of exciting content coming within the next couple of months. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that's been supporting, everyone that's been watching the videos, everyone that's been subscribing. It really does mean a lot. Again, let's run this video up. Let's put comments. Hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button. Leave a comment. Let me know how you want to see it improved. I'll work on it and I'll come back again next week. Again, if you like it, hit the thumbs up. Leave a positive response. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you enjoyed about the video, and I'll try to always enhance it and keep it going and make it better. Now, with that being said, I want to say a quick shout out to my sponsors, the Absolutely Magazine. Thank you for all your hard work. Again, I'm going to be on the Christmas edition, so be sure to check that out when it comes out. Again, before we get started and go into the charts, my website, my recently launched website for any new traders, beginners, or even advanced traders that already have a strategy and want to learn more, you can check that out. Check out my mentorship program, www.capitalatrading.co.uk. Now, with that being said, let's get into the charts, and of course, always start the week by going through your fundamentals.
Okay, so as we enter October now, it's very important to just be aware that the first week is always going to have that NFP on Friday. So expect a more trend-setting week. Don't expect explosiveness. Just expect the trends to kind of follow their patterns that they're in. So again, Monday, not much news to really worry about there. During the middle of the week, my focus is going to be around the Australian dollar and the New Zealand dollar, pure and simply because of they've got their interest rate decisions Tuesday and Wednesday. So the focus is going to be around them in the evening. Again, if you're a UK watcher watching this, it will be something that we have to focus on during the night. That's the time the Australian dollar and New Zealand dollars sessions are open. So we can expect them to gain strength at them times. So I'll be focusing on that in the middle of part of the week on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I will have a look at the Swiss franc, see if there can be any strength in there. I will be looking at the pound as well towards the later part of the week. And then, of course, Friday, we've got the US dollar, where we'll be focusing on the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. There's unemployment rates. And of course, there's that NFP, the non-farm payrolls. So be aware of just what effect that has on the markets. Be aware that, like I said, it will be more trend setting. It will be more following the pattern rather than an explosive burst at some point during the week. So with that being said, let's get into the charts. As usual, we're going to start on gold. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this daily structure, this daily picture that's been forming, where we're getting the lower lows and the lower highs. Lower lows, hopefully a new lower high, where we're going to go make a new low. So if I break this area down now, the area I'm going to focus on this week is around the 1765 to, let's say, 1775. Give it a bit of space. Let's see where it's going to start to struggle. I will probably be refining that during the week through my Discord. So as I just come down to the 4 hour now, I like this area. I can see a very familiar piece of price action. I like the signs of struggle, but this was obviously Friday, and now it's going to be interesting to see what it does at the start of the week. So if I just come down to a 2 hour to bring the trade a bit more clearer, this is the scenario that I'm now looking at. So we've obviously seen them play from here. This is the new level, and we've been climbing back towards it. So to be precise, on the base of that candle, it would be around the 1770 level. So that's why I'm going to say between 1765 to 1775. Let's keep an eye between that level. I believe at some point during the week, we're going to see some US dollar strength, and we're going to get a move to at least, let's say, the 1730 level. So a nice range. Let's see what we can get there on gold. Next up is going to be the US 30. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is this weekly picture and just basically the 3,500 mark. So right about there. Now, basically, price has got to hit, and it's just been stalling for pretty much the best part of this year. So if I just come down to a daily now, I like how price has been getting out of this area, showing the lower lows and the lower highs. And if I just break it down a bit more, there's two areas I want to watch out for. So we've just had this gap filled on Friday night. So that was the last thing that the market did, funny enough. So yes, this area can be worth a look at around, let's say, the 34,600 mark. I'm going to be watching that at the start of the week to see if there's going to be a push, if it's going to struggle here and then get the push to the downside. If that doesn't look too clever, that entry, then I'm going to be monitoring that one just to see exactly where the market makers are going to make a push this week. So the best thing that I'm looking for is around Monday, Tuesday, just seeing price kind of getting into this area and showing signs of struggling, showing signs of a wicky candle like that. And then if it can start to just stick around for maybe Wednesday, Thursday, we can hopefully, at the US dollar usually sees strength in the later part of the week. And then hopefully that's when we're going to get the move to the downside. So just be aware of this area around the 34,600 to the 34,900. I believe at some point we're going to get a push down from there, from what the price action's showing. Keep an eye on that. That's the US 30. Next up is going to be the UK 100. So for those of you who follow me, you'll know that we've been watching this area for ages now. We've been noticing that there's going to be sell drops from here just because of the scenario that's been left around that 7,200, 7,300 mark. So this week, if I just come down to the daily, I like the pushes that have happened here on Thursday, where it's come and hit this area, and then Friday, of course, dropped down to this point. So I am still happy with the selling in this area. If I just come down to a 4 hour, what I want to focus on is just seeing price come back up towards this level here around the 7,150. Is there going to be another entry for the push to the downside? I am going to keep an open mind on this week and expect, I'm just going to watch to see what happens around this 6,950 as well, if the buy push will come first to go up to there. So I'm going to kind of have an open mind. Let's see which way the price is going to go first. Where is it going to start to create a transaction that I'm happy to enter with? And then, of course, I'll look to tackle it from there. So keep an open mind on this one. I am looking at a sell around here and a buy down here. It's about watching the price action on Monday, seeing how we can tackle it on Tuesday morning, preferably with a London open. So keep an eye on that one. That's going to be the UK 100. Okay, a quick update on Bitcoin for those who are holding this. I know I've got students that are still well involved with Bitcoin. So I did mention a sell around the 52,500 mark, but basically there's a minefield here that I couldn't see price getting through cleanly. And it did have the drops that I was looking to see. And it actually happened in a way where it's kind of left the scenario that I'm happy to look at. So for all I'm thinking this week, I don't believe Bitcoin is ready to really have a revival yet. I do believe it's still going to spend some time down here between the 40,000 and let's say 54,000 mark. So if I just come down onto the 4 hour, this is where price shot out of. This is where I thought there was going to be something happen. And of course, it does look like the market makers have stepped in and really flushed the price down. So I'm just going to look around the 51,000, the 50,000 mark. I do believe we're going to get another sell push very soon from round one of these areas. It may be the 52 mark. So again, it may not happen this week. This may be something that happens in 2 to 3 weeks. Be very patient with Bitcoin. And let's just see if it's going to have another sell from that area. Keep an eye on that one. It's going to be Bitcoin. Okay, now probably the most important chart you're going to look at on this video right now with everything that's going on in the world. This is oil. So first of all, I just want to mention that this monthly area here, we are in a key selling area. It's dropped from this level before around the $80 a barrel mark. And we're just sitting there again. We've been here for around 5 months. So if I just come down now, what I'm expecting to do this week, this will be my last point of call on this area, is around the 76 mark. I'm just going to watch this candle because it's had a slap into it that I like the look of that. It's a familiar piece of price action that I'm used to. And then of course it finished Friday by just sitting here just below that 76 mark. Now, bear in mind with everything that's going on right now, I do believe that the most common sense thing to do for the rich would be to rise this up. The higher they rise it, the more they can charge us for petrol. So just be aware that there's a lot going on with this right now, fundamentally within the world. So just be aware, I'm going to look for a 76 sell from the $76 a barrel. And if that doesn't come off, just expect this to keep going higher. And if you just come back to the monthly, I believe it's got a lot more room where it could actually come up to the $100 a barrel. So just be aware, keep an eye on that. That's going to be oil. Okay, guys, just a quick break from the charts. A lot of people have been reaching out recently. I just want to say, if you want to learn more about trading, whether you're a beginner, whether you've got advanced knowledge, head over to my website. That's www.capitalatrading.co.uk, where you can enroll onto my 3-month mentorship program. Again, if it takes you a bit longer, I don't mind spending longer with my students. And here's a look at a few of the things that you will learn. So how the financial institutions enter the market, how to create your own trading plan, how to trade your edge over the market. We will spend time learning about that, how to place your own trades, risk management, protecting your capital, which is probably one of the most vital things in that list, how to use TradingView. I'll get you used to the basics. access to my trading community through Discord, access to my live trades, my live ideas. You will get 10 hours of pre-recorded educational videos. And of course, towards the end of that, we will spend some time doing some mindset training. And on top of all that, you'll have my 24-hour a day, 7-day a week mentoring support. Let's get into the currencies. And I'm going to start with the pound CAD. Been having some fun here recently. So the first thing I want to talk about is this monthly time frame and the things that I can see. We've had price come back to this level here, play from what looks like this area here, and have drops down. And then it continues from this point to where we've had price come back to this level and then have drops down. So then we get to here, drops down, and then we've got these 3 monthly wiki candles just slapping into this area here. So if I break it down now and come to the weekly, so for the past 2 weeks, we've just had a massive bearish push down. If I then get to the daily, yep, we can see that there's a nice push coming from the 176 all the way down to the 170, 500 level. And if I just get to the 4-hour now, this is what I'm going to focus on this week. I just want to see how price is going to react from this swing here. And it's going to be around the 173 to the 173, 500 mark. So I'm going to give it a bit of space to breathe. Again, we've got some CAD news in the later part of the week. So hopefully we can see the pound start strong, get up towards this area, start showing some signs of weakness, maybe around Thursday. And then the CAD has a good Friday and we see a good trading opportunity. So just keep an eye on that one. It's going to take a week to build up. That's what I'm expecting. That's the pound CAD. Okay. Next up is going to be the NZDUSD. And again, we've got fundamentals that may drive both currencies here. So if I just start on the monthly, I like the selling area that we're in. I like how it's just been working its way down out of that area. But then come to the weekly, you can see it a bit more clearly as to just how it's been pushing out of there. Now, regarding what I'm looking to do this week, again, I just wanted to mention this move on the daily that we had recently where I saw price struggling in an area. And then that's progressed very well, having an amazing drop from there. So if I just get down onto that 4-hour now, what I'm looking to see is this little model here around the 7,000 mark. I like what's happened here. I like how it's pushed out of the area, giving me everything that I want to see. It's got a gap. It's got a deep enough retracement that I'm looking to see. So there's lots of reasons to monitor that 7,000 level. And of course, it's a key number. It's a round number. So let's just see what's going to happen there. So again, we've got the news for the New Zealand dollar at the earlier part of the week. I believe that's Tuesday or Wednesday. And then what I'm looking to see with that is a push up, just the New Zealand dollar getting strong. I want to then see price struggling here around the 7,000 to the 7,200 mark. Let's call it there. Anywhere between there, I'm looking to see price struggle. And then hopefully in the later part of the week, we can see that US dollar strength. And then we can get a move to at least, let's say the 68,200 mark. A new low. That's the NZDUSD. Next up is going to be the baby, my baby. It's the euro pound. And again, I just wanted to talk about this daily time frame. First of all, we've had some great sells from here recently. And it looks like now, last week, it's come and hit out of an area, I'd say around the 86,400, 86,500 mark. And then, of course, Thursday, Friday, we just saw pound strength. So if I just come down to the 4-hour, it looks like whatever was done here around the 86,300 has been finished. They've got into there and moved down again. So I'm going to just focus on these 2 blue candles here. For 8 hours, price was pushed up. I want to see what's going to happen. And of course, if you look, it happened directly on the 86, the round number mark. So that's going to be where I'm going to be focusing on. I just want to see price push back up towards there. Monday morning, 8 a.m., London open. If it's sitting here, it may be the 86,300 mark again. I will give it space to breathe. But if it's sitting anywhere in there around a London open or a London close, I'm going to be focused on a sell around that area. So keep an eye on that one. It's going to be the euro pound. Next up is going to be the pound Aussie. Lots of information here. Take this in. So first of all, I wanted to talk about this weekly picture and how we see price come towards the 192 level, reject, show signs of bearish action, pull back up towards our area, and then kind of hit the 190 level and continue dropping. So first of all, the first thing I want to take from this is the higher time frame does look like it's pushing out of an area and it's selling downwards. So that's good. It's always good to have the higher time frame with you. If I then get to the daily, I just want to speak about, sorry, not the daily, the 4-hour. I just want to speak about the move that happened last week. I was looking at this area here. It came back up. It retested perfectly around the 188,600 to the 188,800. And we had a massive move to the downside. Now, in that movement, we've created another gap in the market here, just around the 187,500 mark. I do like this scenario here where the price shot up and then ferociously shot down. So around the 187,500, let's call it 187,800. I believe we're going to get price pushed back up to there. Pound start the week strong. And then with that news, again, the Australian dollar's interest rate decision, that may fuel this to carry on going to the downside. So let's just see if price gets up towards there, struggles in the area. If it's in time with the fundamental news, try to correlate it. That's going to be the pound Aussie. Okay, again, another move mentioned last week. Let me bring you to it. So this was the pound Swiss franc. Again, the weekly timeframes with us, it's hit a key selling area, it's dropped down. And again, we're getting more and more sell pushes each week. So if I just come down to the daily, I believe, sorry, not the daily, the 4 hour. This was the move that I was looking at last week, sorry, the 2 hour. So this is the area around the 127,400 that I mentioned for people to watch out for. And eventually we got price hit into it, retest it, and create a nice drop to the downside. This week, it's very simple. I just want to see price pull back up towards the 127 level. It's right here. That's where we've had price obviously push out from. That's where the market makers must have stepped in to do something here. There's a key number again. How many times have I said that in this video? And I'm just going to see what happens there. 127 level. I believe we've got some Swiss franc news to the later part of the week. Let's see if it's going to correlate with that. Keep an eye on that one again. Pound Swiss franc. Okay, so since we've checked out the pound Swiss franc, I do believe this one will also be worth a good look this week. First of all, higher time frames with us. Okay, so around this area, around the 93,500, we've had price just sitting here for a couple of weeks now, and it's showing signs of struggling. Good look. So again, the daily just showing the gap and how it's come into it, rejected, and started to make a little push to the downside. So this week, this is all I'm going to look out for. It's this black candle here. It looks very familiar. It's something that I need to watch out for. It's going to be the 93,400 for the prime entry. I'll give it space to breathe in between 93,400, 93,600. And again, we've got that Swiss franc news into the later part of the week. So if I can see this sitting here, I will be happy and confident to take a trade around that time. So just keep an eye on that one. I do believe we can see price come at least towards the 92 mark. So it's a nice around 150, 160 pips, maybe even lower. But that will be the target that I'm aiming for. So keep an eye on that one. It's going to be the USD Swiss franc. Next up is going to be the pound NZD. Now I'm going to keep an open mind on this week, but the first thing I will focus on will be the sell around the 196 mark. Recently mentioned around here, I've been talking about the buy coming from around the 193, 193, 500 mark. It's been a nice push, and I do believe now that that's getting kind of exhausted. So I just come down to a 4 hour. Yes, it's around this level here. Bang on the 196, 500. I want to see price get up to that and have another push to the downside. As you can see, it's hit the area a few times already and just shown some signs of rejection. So it is looking very good. And just as I'm saying that now, I would say keep an eye on the 196 to the 195, 750. Just give it that 25 pip little range to just see what's going to happen in there. Now, I do believe we will get a sell push from there. And again, there can still be another buy push from around the 193, 500 to the 194. So again, it's just keeping an open mind, which one's going to happen first, and then trying to follow on to that. So keep an eye on that one. That's going to be the pound NZD. Okay, so next up is going to be the pound yen. Now, first thing I want to mention is just look at this monthly area, this key selling area. And again, we've had for the past 4 months, a nice bearish movement to the downside. I've been mentioning it, documenting it throughout my videos. Again, I just want to speak about this weekly picture and just how it's starting to really get out of this area, making lower lows and lower highs. If I just come to the daily, you can start to see some of the areas that I've been mentioning for the sells recently. I mentioned that there'd be a sell around the 152, 750 mark. That went off very well. It actually came back and retested the same level. So what I'm expecting to see again is just discontinue. Eventually it will stop and we will get the push to the upside. But until then, it's kind of like have fun until it happens. So if I just come down to the 4 hour, I want to see price get back up into this gap around the 151, 500 to the 152 mark. And then I'm looking to just see it continue again to the downside. So keep an eye on that one. That's going to be the pound yen. Okay, next up is going to be the euro yen. And again, very similar to what we just saw on the pound yen. We've had it hit a nice area and start to drop out. If I just come down to the daily, again, you can see that nice sell from around the 137, 130, 500 mark. That's happened this week and it's dropped down. Now, all I want to mention is the gap in this area. As you can see, that's the last piece of bullish action that we can see before the bears took over. I believe that was on Thursday morning. If I just come down to the 2 hour, again, you can see this area here around the 129,600. That's where I'm going to be focusing on being a seller this week. If I just come down to the 1 hour, this was the New York Open on Thursday. So that's where we can see a mark's been left. Price was obviously briefly bought up, shot down out of the area, creating gaps, even a tap back on the area. It really does let me know that something's happened around there. It's going to be worth a watch. So of course, the price action I want to see is, let's say Monday, Tuesday, the euro starting strong, pushing up towards this level. And I just want to see some signs of struggle, seeing price just hit this level and kind of stick. And again, if it can move around a New York Open as well. So again, if this is happening at say 11 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock midday, and then 1 o'clock opens, and we start to see the movement down, that will bring you confidence to your trade. So just keep an eye on that one. That's going to be the euro yen, the 129,600. Look out for the sell opportunity. Okay, last but not least is going to be the AUDUSD. Again, a quick shout out to my friends from LagFX who was on last week's video, and they've mentioned a very good trade on this pair. So I'm just going to continue it on from now. We've got a bearish action, bearish structure forming on the daily. It looks very strong. It looks like it's going to continue this week. Now, of course, this has happened last week. I like the way price shot out of this area, and funny enough, it came and finished the week here. So yeah, the 73 numbers around, it's a key number. I'll give it a bit of space and say to the 72,800 as well. Expect to see price just struggling in here. If it beats the area, goes above there, the trade's invalid. But if it sticks in this area throughout the week, expect to see some US dollar strength in the later part of the week. That was the AUDUSD.
Okay guys, thanks for watching. Again, don't forget to leave a comment, hit the like button, hit the dislike button. If you didn't like it, let me know. Your feedback will always be good in my eyes. With that being said, I just want to say a quick shout out to my sponsors again, the Absolutely magazine. Look out for me on the Christmas edition coming out very soon. Again, the website, if you want to learn more about trading, check out www.capitalatrading.co.uk. Have a great trading week.
Bye, have a great time.